that place in your heart of deepest sorrow, your greatest need, whatever that is for you, becomes your greatest opportunity to experience and encounter the love and the power of God. Welcome to day 19 of 31 days of Christmas wonder. And this is so beautifully and painfully illustrated in Luke chapter 2, verses 34 and 35. And I just want to read those to you. Now, there's a lot here that I can talk about, but I want to zoom in on the final sentence in verse 35, but just to give you a little context here. So this is Simeon, who is prophesying over the baby Jesus as Mary and Joseph brought him into the temple. Simeon's been waiting for this moment his whole life. Okay, so he says in verse 34, this child is destined, here he's prophesying, to cause the falling and rising of many in Israel, and to be a sign that will be spoken against, so that the thoughts of many hearts will be revealed, and a sword will pierce your own soul too. So this last sentence is when he's speaking directly to Mary. And as I read that this morning, I really connected with Mary's story as a mother, and it really touched me on a deep level. And I was able to, for a moment, just feel just a bit of what it was like for her. The joy of being the mother of Jesus, the joy of the redemption of God's people through her son. They're indescribable joy. There's no words to describe the joy, the profound purpose that was in that plan, in God's plan through her life, but also the indescribable pain of watching your son, your child, her child be mocked, rejected, ridiculed, tortured, beaten, and ultimately crucified on the cross, and that the cross of Christ would be a dividing line for those who would believe and those who rejected him. Wow. I mean, like I said, it really touched me this morning in a profound way. And I thought about how God's grace must have just poured into her heart as she journeyed through life as Jesus's mother. There's no other way to get through that other than the supernatural grace of God that got her through it. And I thought about my own life and your life too, and how the things that we go through as we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, and as we walk through those places, those dark places, how they can be tremendous opportunities to experience God's love and power in ways that we never would have had we not walked there. And so I just want to encourage you that although you may be walking through great pain, Jesus himself is walking with you, and in him we lack nothing. And so the places of greatest sorrow can also be the highest points in our lives, and as we experience God in deep, deep ways, as his grace. He says, my grace is sufficient for you. And Paul talks about boasting in his weaknesses, boasting, I would imagine, in his pain, because when we are weak, then God's strength is perfected. We are strengthened by God's presence in our lives. So I just want to encourage you with that walking with Christ, there'll be moments of greatest pain, but also moments of greatest joy. And I want to remind you that he is the one who turns our pain into powerful purpose. It may take some time, but he will do it. He will redeem all things. I hope that encourages you today.